since you was singing my song. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are coming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, LinkedIn, Mars, whatever video or audio platform that you're listening to me on, I want to welcome you to the Ramonepreston Show. Good afternoon. I am your host, yours truly, Prophet Ramonepreston, and we show up on these platforms every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. through the vehicle of the Ramonepreston Show to share with you the most important aspects of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, investments, and family legacy wealth building. And the truth is, if you can learn the most important aspects of financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, investments, and family legacy wealth building, you can actually build a legacy of wealth and success for you and for your family. As complicated as so many people have made it seem and feel, it's not that complicated. The complicated part, ladies and gentlemen, is really just the work that you got to put in it. And so for those of you that are coming on, I want you to hit that like button. I want you to hit the share button. I want you to tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know that the Ramonepreston Show is live, and we're going to be taking questions. For those of you that have questions, we're going to be sharing with you some information with regard to the purpose of banking and risk management. That's what we're going to be talking about today, the purpose of banking and risk management. So please hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know we are live. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that share button. Tag some family members and friends and let them know Prophet Ramone and the Ramonepreston Show is live in these internet streets. Holy Spirit falling on the church. Holy Spirit falling on the church. If you're coming on, I want you to hit that like button, hit that share button. Tag somebody to join you. If you have a business or a ministry or any type of product and service that you're representing, I want you to drop the name of that business, that organization, that entity, that product and service in the comments. We want to give a shout out to all of you who are out there grinding, trying to make it happen, doing everything you can do for your family, for your business, for your ministry, for your organization, for your legacy. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking about the purpose of banking and risk management. The purpose of banking and risk management, which, by the way, for those of you that are not on our Blueprint Game Plan program, if you're not a part of our Blueprint Game Plan program, I want you to take into real, sincere, serious consideration joining our Blueprint Game Plan program. It is an online virtual educational training platform to teach you the most important aspects of financial literacy, of entrepreneurship, of business ownership, of investments, of family legacy wealth building. And all you have to do is visit Ramonepreston.com. Ramonepreston.com. If you go to Ramonepreston.com, you will be able to click any one of our signature Blueprint Game Plan programs that we have available. All of them collectively have programs and courses and training modules and resources built into them to teach you these most important aspects. Of course, our most popular Blueprint Game Plan is our ultimate all-in-one Blueprint Game Plan, which actually gives you everything from financial literacy to starting a holding company to real estate investing to network marketing, independent contracting, sales, to church and nonprofit startups, to family legacy wealth building. So I want you to take that into consideration. Go to Ramonepreston.com. There you will find all the information for our Blueprint Game Plan programs. And at the end of this show today, I'll be talking to you a little bit about our upcoming coaching program that we're about to roll out and introduce to a mass audience. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You know, this coaching program, dog, I think going to really change a lot of lives. And we've been fleshing it out for a couple weeks now. We've been really getting it in, trying to figure out how can we bring the most value to our coaching clients. So if you're already on the Blueprint Game Plan program, or even if you're not, we're going to be introducing a coaching program that's going to span. The last time we talked, we settled with a year. It's going to run the course of a 12-month window. So it's going to be very awesome, and I want y'all to be a part of it, especially if you really want to take your business, if you want to take your career, if you want to take your finances, your nonprofit organization, or just your enterprise as a whole. If you want to take it to the next level, trust me, you're going to have to get coaching. You're going to have to put yourself in a position to not just be educated and trained, but to be held accountable and to be pushed to that next level. And that's what we're going to be providing an opportunity for you to get in where you fit in for an entire year, and it's going to be life-changing. It will be something that will change your life forever. I guarantee most people who go through this coaching program for a year, they're going to come out not only being appreciative that they went through it, but they're going to probably regret, even if they don't say regret, that they didn't do it earlier. Most people who get coaching on that level that we're going to be providing for this upcoming program that we're introducing, most people that get coaching for up to a year, their lives are never the same. Because a lot of their issues are just habits. It's not like they don't have the heart to do better. It's not like they don't have the money or the ideas or the resources or the vehicles to do better. They just don't have the habits. So once you lock them into accountability and help sharpening those habits up, all of a sudden the game changes for all of them. So today, y'all, we'll get back to that on the back end of this show. But today I want to talk a little bit about the purpose of banking and risk management. And again, everything that I share on this show, Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, everything that I share with you is in our Blueprint game plans. So our virtual education training platform has all of these topics of discussion built into them to teach you all of these things. So if you're not on the Blueprint, you need to consider being a part of our Blueprint game plan program. And if you are on the Blueprint game plan program, not only do I want you to go back and revisit these topics of discussion that we are talking about on this show, Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock p.m., but I also want you to prepare yourself to be a part of our upcoming coaching program. All right? So the purpose of banking and risk management. How many of y'all know what the purpose of banking and risk management is? You know, a lot of people, they just don't understand how important these two aspects of or components of accounting are. See, banking and risk management are two of the 7 components of accounting. Let me start right there. I think that's a good place for me to start. The topic of banking and the topic of, get my screen right here, look like I'm a little, come on, prophet, get it together. So the topic of banking and the topic of risk management, they are both 2 of the 7 components of accounting that I teach in our financial literacy program. That's built into our Blueprint game plan. And in order for you to really succeed financially, in order for you to really gain some ground financially, you need to learn all 7 components of accounting. And we've talked about a few of them this past week. We talked about financial planning. That was Monday. We talked about income and expense tracking. That was Tuesday. We talked about income categories for tax purposes. That was yesterday, Wednesday. And then today, we're talking about banking and risk management. So let's start there. Banking and risk management are 2 of the 7 components of accounting. This is why accounting is so important. Because if you're going to run your finances, if you're going to run your business has an accounting aspect to it. Your financial life has an accounting aspect to it. And if you're not running your personal finances or your business finances through a clear understanding of accounting, I'm going to tell you what you're running. You're running your life and your business into the ground. That's what you're going to do. You're going to run your finances into the ground. You're going to run your business into the ground if you don't understand how to run your finances personally and your finances professionally through a clear understanding of accounting. See, I'm one of those people that I want to know why I do what I do. How many of y'all like that? I mean, aren't you like that? Yeah. Like, if you're going to do something, don't you want to know why you do what you do? Of course. I just hate to do something. I don't know why I'm doing it. So I'm doing it, but I don't really know why I'm doing it. That's why I'm like I am with words. If you notice, I'm always looking up definitions for words, and I'm looking up descriptions for words, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how does that word work within my life? Because I don't just want to know what to do. I want to know why I'm doing it. Because, like, to me, one of the worst feelings in the world is for me to be doing something and not knowing why I'm doing it. I'm just steady doing it. Well, guess what? When you're doing banking or when you're conducting your risk management and you don't really know why you're doing those things, because everybody's doing it. Everybody's banking. Everybody's conducting risk management on some level. They just might not know what they're doing, and to some extent, they might not even know why they're doing it. So I want to talk about the purpose of banking and risk management. So let's start by focusing on banking. Well, of course, banking, what is the purpose of banking? I'm gonna give you two purposes for banking. So I'm talking about if you got a relationship with your bank, you got a bank account, right? You got a credit card account. You got a merchant account. You got a line of credit. You got a HELOC loan. You got a mortgage. You got a car payment. Let's see, if you got a buy here, pay here car. If you got a payday loan. Let's say if you borrowed money from your cousin or auntie or mama that you ain't paid back. All of those relationships are banking relationships. Even if you don't understand those relationships, it doesn't mean that those are not banking relationships. But most of us, we have checking accounts, all right? Which means most of us have a basic banking relationship. But I want to give you two purposes for banking, and I'll explain to you how understanding these two purposes can really help you in your personal finances and in your business, and how they connect with risk management. See, you got to stay on top of your finances, even if you're running a business, even if you just creative and you just want to create products and services, or you're just innovative and you want to invent things. If you are running your own finances or running a business that you're putting your products and services in, or your inventions and ideas in, and you're not on top of the financial aspect or the financial system of that business or of your personal financial life, I can guarantee that you're going to run that business, or you're going to run your life in the financial ground. So everybody has a banking relationship. Most of us do, unless you just don't do any exchanges with anybody. So that means you don't never get no money from nobody. You don't never give no money to nobody. You don't never exchange anything. Guess what? If you got a Cash App, that's a banking relationship. If you got PayPal, that's a banking relationship. If you got a Credit One or First Premier or Capital One or Discovery credit card, guess what you got? You got a banking relationship. Pretty much most areas of our lives are connected to some type of bank or banking institution. So let me give you two purposes for banking. The first purpose for banking is, and I don't know if you'll be able to write all this down, so you might have to go back and listen to it again, but I want to at least give it to you so you'll know what are the two purposes for banking. Like, Prophet Ramone, why do I have bank accounts? Why do I have these merchant accounts? Why do I even have credit card accounts? Like, why am I even putting myself in a position to deal with banks, whether they small banks, regional banks, or national banks? Here's the first purpose for banking: to assist in the management and accountability of your financial exchanges. So the first purpose for banking is to assist in the management and the accountability of your financial exchanges. Now again, even though credit companies can connect to your banking relationship, I really don't want to deal with credit companies, because truth is, you need to get out of credit card debt. You don't need to be in credit card debt. You need to free up that cash flow that you're giving away to credit card companies and do other things with it that's going to continue to build wealth for you and for your family. So the first purpose of banking, for those of you that can write it down or remember it, is to assist in the management and the accountability of your financial exchanges. Now let's break this down a little bit. So if you have a bank account, if you have a bank account right now, the first purpose of your bank account is for you to use that bank account to assist you in the management and in the accountability of your financial exchanges. So I have a bank account with SunTrust. If I know what the purpose of my bank account with SunTrust is, I am then able to use that bank account or that banking relationship to enhance the purpose of that relationship. Which means the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bank account with SunTrust, with Bank of America, with Wells Fargo, with Chase, with whatever local, regional, or national bank that I have a relationship with. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use that bank account to assist me in managing my financial exchanges. I'm going to use this bank account to assist me in creating accountability for my financial exchanges. Let me make it a little easier for you, just in case you're missing the memo. I'm going to check my bank account every day. I'm going to see if the transactions that are going on in my bank account every day are in alignment with what my financial plan is. Here's another way for me to put it, because I know I'm going to lose some people right here. Because we always hollering about we need some help and we ain't got enough money. Most people who say they ain't got enough money don't even check their bank account every day. You pay for a bank account every month for a certain purpose and don't even use your bank account for that purpose. This is where we find ourselves paying late fees. This is where we find ourselves writing bad checks and they bouncing and we getting put in check systems. Don't you know there are tens of billions of dollars every year paid, tens of billions of dollars every year paid for late fees with banks? Y'all know I'm the Google king. I'm finna Google it right now while we on the show. I'm gonna see what is the total amount of late fees that are paid per year. We're gonna Google this just so y'all can see. I'm gonna put in banking late fees per year and see if I can get something. If I can get something up so y'all don't think I'm capping again. So it says here, overdraft, this was published in July of 2020. It was updated January 12, 2021. It says late fees, overdrafts, and even fraud costs, depending on how your accounts are set up, they cost Americans an extra $577 annually. Wow. So the average American gives up over $500 every year to their bank. Guess why? Because they're not utilizing the primary purpose of that account. The bank is set up to assist you in managing and creating accountability of your financial exchanges. So we open a bank account and we leave the responsibility to the bank to handle our financial exchanges. And then we get mad and call them and be lying about stuff that's on our bank statement, knowing good and doggone well you just not managing your account. See, if we don't start being honest with ourselves, we never gonna get ahead. Because we around here committing fraud within our own minds because we are not being held, we're not holding ourselves accountable with the systems that we are paying other people to provide for us and to create for us to help us continue to win and move forward. Wow. See, this starts with your own personal financial responsibility. I know it's like elementary, but I know grown people who don't manage their bank account. I'm talking about grown people, straight up, just overgrown and ain't doing the basic fundamental thing when it comes to banking. So banking, the purpose primarily is to assist you in the management and in the accountability of your financial exchanges. So I have to use my bank account to assist me in managing every exchange that takes place and holding me accountable and holding others accountable for what I do with the money that goes into my bank account. How many of y'all catch that? Did you catch it? Do you got it? Are you with me? If you're offended, just keep on. Just ride out with me. I got more to offend you with. So the second purpose of banking is to store your cash flow for future investments. To store your cash flow for future investments. So Prophet Ramone, you mean to tell me I got two purposes for my bank account? You doggone right. You got two purposes. Now, here's what I want to say. For your individual finances, of course, you need an individual checking account. For your business finances, you need a business account. If you are an entrepreneur, if you have products and services that you are selling, if you are in the marketplace attempting to build any type of organization, whether it is a nonprofit organization or a for-profit organization, you, sir, you, ma'am, you, bruh, you, sis, you, my fellow tribe members, you need to have separate bank accounts. You need to have an individual bank account, checking account for your individual finances, and you need a business account and or a business account for your nonprofit, either or. If you have a nonprofit and a for-profit, you need to have two different business accounts, one for your nonprofit and one for your for-profit. What you should never do is mix and mingle your business banking with your personal banking. Because when you do that, you are undervaluing the potential of your banking relationship and what it can at some point produce and provide for you when in fact you put yourself in a position to either get a loan so that you can use that loan as leverage for working capital for your business or for your personal life, to get a mortgage if you want to purchase a home, to purchase a car with a feasible interest rate, if you want to just get a car and pay it off. All of these things are connected to what? What are they connected to? Your house is connected to a what? A bank. Your car is connected to a what? A bank. Any loans you get for your business are connected to what? A bank. If you need leverage to purchase another business or to invest, this money, this credit, this cash, this opportunity is all connected. This is all connected to your bank. So if you have a business or some type of business system, you need to have a business banking account. And every dollar that you have that comes through your business, I don't care if it's $8, I don't care if it's $9, I don't care if it's $100, it needs to run through your business. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, it's really been an advantage for me and my wife to be in the real estate industry, because one thing I love about the real estate industry and even the lending industry, you kind of got to have some integrity to be in those businesses, because you just can't be shady and shabby. I mean, of course, there are always some bad apples, but for the most part, people who are in the lending business and who are in the real estate business, I'm talking about like on a top level, that they're really doing business with professionals. They got integrity, which means they keep their credit pretty good. They have good banking relationships, because they understand how important it is for them to do those types of deals with people who are in those industries. You're just not going to have a bad relationship with banks and think somebody's going to give you a loan. Like a lot of people right now, they're trying to get loans, and I commend them for wanting to get loans, especially with the PPPs and the EDIL loans. But outside of the emergency assistance that the government may be providing or opportunities like that, you still have to build a sustainable banking relationship. And how you do that is, number one, you open a bank account. So if you have a business, you need to have a business bank account. And if you are selling products and services, whether you're selling products and services through Cash App, whether you're selling them through PayPal, whether you're selling them through your website or merchant account or some type of POS system, point of sale system, that's what a POS system is, they should all be linked to your business bank account. Why? Because you want every dollar to show up on your bank statement, because your bank statement is going to show that you're actually doing business. Your bank statement is going to be the manager. It's going to be the accountability buffer that you need to show that you are making financial exchanges as a business. Listen, when me and my wife first started in business, like for real, we would, I laugh, we laugh about that all the time, how we would go to a real estate close, and that's one of the reasons why we bank with who we bank with, because they stay open later in terms of when you deposit your checks, you don't have to wait till the next day. Like you can deposit it at a later time in the day and it still shows up as you deposited that day, as opposed to some banks, after 2, it's going to show up the next day. But there were times we had closings at 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock, and you could still go to certain banks and deposit and it show up that day. But back in the days, there were times when we was just grinding out there doing business, we would deposit that check because you got to run that check through your business. Even if we had to take $1,000 and we just put $1,100 in there. Okay, you gotta live, you gotta eat if that's where you at, but you can't rob yourself of the financial exchanges running through your bank, because this is the purpose of your banking. The primary purpose of your banking, number one, is to assist in the management and accountability of your financial exchanges. And because we're in real estate, we know there are hard money lenders, there are different types of lending institutions that will actually give you a loan, especially if you're fairly new in business. They will give you a loan based on your bank statements. That's why it's so important for you to make sure those transactions are showing up. Because if you can show that you have a certain amount of money coming in through your bank statements, a lot of times there are certain lenders or certain deals that can be done for you to leverage your financial transactions just by the basic fundamental purposes of your banking relationship. You can leverage that and get a loan to get a deal done. It happens every day. It happens every day. It happens every day. It happens every day. And so even if you're not doing it to use it as leverage for a loan, at least you're able to go back and look at your bank account and see, I've actually managed my financial transactions well enough to know where all of my money is coming in from and where all of my money is going out to. I want to know that, and the bank makes it easier for you to do that. That's what you pay them to do. That's why they're holding your money. The second purpose for your banking relationship is for you to store your cash flow for future investments. Now, the reason why I use the word store is because you don't want to become a financial hoarder. You don't want to become a financial hoarder, which means you start saving all of your money out of fear and never putting yourself in a position to invest some of the money that you stored. I use the word store because when you put something in storage, are you putting it there forever? You're just putting it there until you relocate. You're putting it in there until you expand. You're putting it in there until you get to a better place in life and you go get your furniture out storage because you didn't put that furniture up to save it. How many people you know that get furniture and take it to a savings place. No, they take it to a storage place because they're anticipating at some better point in life they're going to get it. So when you understand my money is being stored, of course you're saving a certain amount of money or allocating a certain amount of money. This is where risk management comes in at. You're going to allocate a certain amount of money that you store to save for emergencies or to provide a level of security and peace for you. But the bulk of your money that you're storing or saving is going to be for a future score. When you develop the ability and the education and have the opportunities to invest, then you're going to do that. So that's the purpose of banking. Did that make sense? I think that helped some people who probably got 8 bank accounts. If you agree with what I just shared about banking, I want you to give me some feedback. If you have any questions on that, send me some questions on how you feel about the 2 purposes for banking that I just shared with you. And if you have a personal checking account, you need to manage and monitor that personal checking account. And you need to make sure that even if you are using other apps like Mint for your personal finances and apps like QuickBooks for your business finances, you have to make sure that what you see showing up on your Mint app or your QuickBooks app is actually in alignment with what's showing up on your bank account. So you're not just trusting what shows up. You know how many people that do that? They just trust what showed up on the screen, thinking that they had more money than they did, and they find themselves in a financial rut because that's not proper financial management. That's not proper financial accountability. That's not what your bank is designed to do. Your bank is designed to assist you. Assist you. This is so big. This all y'all goes back, all y'all, listen to me. All of what I'm saying goes back to you taking personal responsibility for your own finances. This was one of the easiest things for me to do because I always wanted to be in control of my own narrative. I never wanted people to control the narrative of my life because I really never chased money or opportunities or exposure. Man, I was chasing freedom. I'm chasing freedom. I want to be free from the slave ships of society. I want to be free from the slave ships of certain systems. I want to be free from those things. But while I'm in the world, but not of the world, I still have to be conscious of the world that I'm in, even if I'm not of it. So you're in this world, you're in these systems. You don't have to be of them, but you have to be conscious of them. You have to be cognizant of them. You have to be mindful of them and know how they work so that you can work them to your advantage. All right? So the 2 purposes of banking is to, number 1, assist you in the management and accountability of your financial exchanges. Number 2, to store your cash flow for future investments. Now, when you get good enough, because a lot of times you got to be good enough to do this, you want to open up a savings account. So now you're able to allocate a certain amount of money that you have coming into your checking account into your savings account. Whether you do it automatically or whether you do it manually, you're going to do that because you're going to use the purpose of banking to your advantage. Because number 1, you want to show financial stability. You want to show financial security, but you also want to show financial commitment and financial consistency. This is why you want to keep your banking relationship extremely well. Are you listening to your boy today? All right, so let's look at the purpose of risk management. How does banking work with risk management? Well, I'm going to give you the definition for risk management, and then I'll explain to you how banking works hand in hand with the risk management, which, by the way, all of what I'm talking about is in our Blueprint Game Plan program. We have an entire financial literacy program made up of 3 financial literacy courses, and I teach about all 7 components of accounting. I teach about the purpose of banking and risk management, because these are 2 of our 7 components of accounting. And you got to familiarize yourself with this information so that you can be a beast at your financial life and as an entrepreneur. So if you are an entrepreneur, remember, you need to separate your personal banking from your business banking. If you have a ministry, you need to separate your personal banking from your business banking from your ministry banking. These should all be separate accounts that you are using the bank to assist you in managing them and being held accountable for all your financial transactions. So let's take a look at the purpose of risk management. What exactly is risk management? Here's what risk management is. Risk management describes a thorough assessment and examination of all potential threats to your current or future financial life. Risk management describes a thorough assessment and examination of all potential threats to your current or future financial life. So when you think of the aspect or the concept or component of risk management, you're thinking about what you're going to have to do to assess and examine every area of your life to see what the potential threats are to your finances. All right? See, a lot of people, when they are not properly financially planning for their current quality of life or for their future quality of life, they don't add the idea of risk management into it. Like you got to add the equation of risk management into the financial plans that you have. Let me give an example. When you writing out your bills, how many times do you write out your bills and say, I'm gonna put $20 a month up just in case a tire go flat? That's risk management. Wow. How many times do you put $5 up to say, just in case I ain't gonna be able to make my lunch and I got to stop by Starbucks, I'm gonna just have some extra money put aside? That's risk management. When you writing all your bills out, how many times do you add health insurance, life insurance, renter's insurance if you're renting? How many times do you add business insurance for your business, liability insurance? How many times do you add that? A lot of times, most people don't add that. You know why? Because they don't understand the concept, the idea, the component of risk management. So risk management describes a thorough assessment and examination of all potential threats to your current or future financial life. See, I had to learn this the hard way. I'm telling y'all, I learned this the hard way. But once I became educated about the importance of risk management, I realized that risk management wasn't about preparing for the worst. It was about giving me peace to stay in my best. You caught that? That was for free. I got to sip on my coffee on top of that one. So risk management wasn't about me preparing for my worst. It was about me being at peace in my best. That's what it was about. It was about me being at peace. For example, this whole $1,000 blueprint game plan challenge I'm putting everybody on. When you got $1,000 saved up, just like the money you got saved, you on the challenge, right? Yes. You saved your money, right? Yes. Now, that doesn't change everything in your life, but it does give you a little bit of peace to know, wow, I did accomplish that. Right. Because it's now you're bringing risk management into the equation. So if something did come up, right? No matter how bad it was, but if something comes up, you feel a little better. You're at more peace because you know, even though I might not want to spend this $100 or $200, but because I factored in risk management to my financial equation, I'm able to be mad. I can be mad, but I can hit that button and pay for it because I factored that in. It's when you don't factor that in that you find yourself in a hot mess and a half. And so for those of you that are building a sustainable financial life, I want you to factor in risk management. If you have a business, you need to factor in your risk management for that business. What if my business don't take off in 6 months? This is why I tell people, don't be leaving your doggone job and you ain't got no money coming in your business. Like, that's goofy. Why are you gonna leave money, one stream of income, to go to a desert? No, that's not risk management. You're gonna weigh the risk. You're gonna weigh the options. You wanna make sure you got enough money set aside so that in the event something doesn't go as perfect as you got it planned out in your mind, you have factored that in financially into the equation. It's no different than going to the store with $20. You go to the store with $20, you better buy $15 worth of food, because you don't know what's going to change by the time you get to that line. And all of a sudden it goes to $23.20. Now you pulling stuff back. So you want to always put yourself in a position that you are considering risk management. So let's think about some things in risk management. For banking purposes, risk management is about you saving that $1,000. This is step one of our blueprint game plan. Saving that $1,000, a minimum of $1,000. For those of you that are on the blueprint game plan challenge, you know it's important for you to save that $1,000. That's our blueprint game plan challenge that I'm showing you behind me. Let me move out the way a little bit just to show you, because I'm getting ready to head out. But for those of you that see, this is our blueprint game plan program. It is a 5-step wealth building system. And guess what? Step one of our blueprint game plan is for you to save $1,000 minimum up to 1 month of household expenses. Why do I want you to save at least $1,000 up to a month of household expenses? It's risk management. Because if you got a month of household expenses saved, you feel different if you had to take a week off because somebody died. Or if you had to take 2 weeks off because you had a surgical event, you wasn't getting paid, or you needed a couple of days off. You feel different because you factored in risk management when you were at your best. And we're coming into a time now, which is why I'm really leaning in, having these conversations, especially when people get in this hood lottery. You need to take some of that income tax money, and first, you need to educate yourself. You need to learn more. If you're doing the same thing every year with your income tax money, it's because you don't know nothing new. You don't know nothing new. If every year you do the same thing, it's because your habits haven't changed, because your information hadn't changed. You listening to the same information, you doing the same thing because you don't know anything new. And then once you start investing in your education, which is yourself, then you need to put some of that money up to start factoring in this risk management into the equation of your financial life. If you have a business, you need to make sure that you got money allocated and set aside for your business. It's called business reserves. It's called working capital. You need to have something set aside. You can't be living off every deal you do. Let me say it again. You can't be living off every deal you do. I'm telling y'all, I did that for years, and it's not that I didn't want to do it. It's just that I was so focused on being a hustler and a grinder and a go-getter and being able to get up every day and run, that I wasn't taking enough time to learn these things until God started tapping me on my shoulder like, listen, bro, you need to do something different, and you're not going to do anything different if you don't learn nothing different. And the moment I started learning something different, guess what happened? Boom, boom. I started doing different stuff. And these are the things that I did. And so now there are certain decisions that I won't make unless or until I factor in the risk management into that equation. Can you imagine how many people around here, and I'm just throwing shade now because I'm finna go. Can you imagine how many people around here got designer clothes, driving cars they can't afford, living in places that's above their means, and guess what? They trying to run businesses and they're running them in the ground. They trying to impress themselves and feel good about themselves and don't even have a month's of bills put up. You get what I'm saying? That's because they're not thinking about the things that are a part of financial literacy. And I'm not saying that to embarrass nobody, to make nobody feel bad. I'm really just challenging you because I know for a lot of us that come out of poverty, that come out of dark places in life, we have this thing in us that we want to compensate for what we didn't get. And we don't have the discipline. Listen to this. We don't have the muscle to delay gratification. So we want everything when we want it. The moment we get the money, we want what we want. But let me tell you something. If you renting right now and you ain't got renter's insurance and you out there at the mall, not only are you goofy, but you working backwards and you running your financial life into the ground. You got a business you need to factor in, and not just insurance, because insurance is just a layer of peace. When you got insurance on your business and insurance on your house and insurance on stuff, it's just for peace. It's for peace. In the event something happens, you got it, but you got peace waking up every day knowing I'm covered. The most important thing is about the banking relationship to risk management, knowing that I got money set aside. That's why I work these 5 steps, and I want other people to work these 5 steps, because I want you to live your life with peace and with freedom, and not with pressure and anxiety and all that other stuff. So today's discussion was on the purpose of banking and risk management. For those of you that enjoyed this discussion, please drop something in the comments. Let your boy know how you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we'll be back for another discussion. It's going to be absolutely, positively amazing. And we'll be talking about more things relating to financial literacy. Please like the video, share the video, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. Let them know Prophet Ramone is live every day, Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock. Me and the squad, we are here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, sharing with you the most important aspects of financial literacy, what we talked about today, entrepreneurship, business ownership, investments, and family legacy wealth building. If you are not, listen to me, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube page, we are quickly approaching 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Please get over to YouTube and join my YouTube family. Shout out to my YouTube family. Get over to YouTube, join my YouTube family, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, leave comments. The algorithm's work in a way that when you leave comments, when you talk, even if it's hate, even if it's negative, still leave it. I don't care what comments people leave. I really don't. So what? If it's hate, if it's negative, if it's criticism, if it's you thinking I'm capping and I'm lying and I'm trying to finesse people, at least you had to listen to me to come to that conclusion and make a comment. So I still appreciate that as well. For those of you that do not have a blueprint game plan and you want to join the army of financial, entrepreneurial, legacy builders, then what I want you to do is go to Ramonepreston.com. The website link is in the comments, Ramonepreston.com. You could take a look at our blueprint game plan programs, or you could just text I'm ready. You could text I'm ready to 404-478-7213. Text I'm ready. But if you ain't ready, don't be texting I'm ready. If you're ready to purchase a blueprint game plan, text I'm ready to 404-478-7213, and we will plug you in to the blueprint that best fits your criteria. I mentioned in the opening of this show today that we're about to launch a 12-month coaching program. It's going to be the most affordable business program you're going to find. And it's going to be my way of helping a lot of people not just get to the next level, but I'm working to push some people to 6 figures within a 12-month period. So for those of you that are already on our Blueprint Game Plan program, you one of them?
I want them.
If you're already on our Blueprint Game Plan program, didn't I send a text out earlier this week? We sent a text out earlier this week letting you know that we're preparing to introduce publicly a coaching program, and it's basically going to be a 12-month program, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to definitely want to be a part of it. If you would like to join our upcoming coaching program, you're going to have to get in early, because I can't even say seats are limited. The slots are going to be limited, because I'm going to be on it with the group of people that we bring in for this program. Absolutely. That's right. We got a schedule. We're putting a whole schedule together for a year, and we're going to just hold everyone accountable, and we're going to literally brain dump on you or them, whoever it is, everything that you or they need to really get to the next level. And my goal is to get you to 6 figures within a 12-month period. And it ain't as easy as you think it is. Everybody be hollering about, well, I'm gonna make 6 figures. It ain't as easy as you think. 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 figures ain't easy, but 6 ain't. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You just go out there and try to make 100 grand a year. It ain't that easy. I don't care if you got 6 jobs. It's just not. You can have 6 jobs paying you $20,000 a year. Number one, you can't work 6 jobs. And number two, if you pulled it off and worked 5 or 6 jobs at $20,000 a year, it might be on paper a $100,000 a year opportunity until you get taxed, until you pay your bills, until you figure out that, wow, my cost of living has changed, and so forth and so on. So if you want to be a part of our coaching program, you better get back with me. Text coaching to 404-478-7213. I love y'all. I will see all of you tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon. Don't meet me here. Talking about don't beat me here. Don't meet me here, beat me here.